witchcraft, cause I'm a hex investor. But my knowledge is the medicine, the cure for cancer. I'm black, so I'll never be like Cosa Nostra. But I like what I like, Hedron and Icosa. Team Maximus for the maximum gains. I have no friends, but I keep my enemies closer. Peer to peer, I respect the force. Plus I go way back, like Luke Skywalker and Yoda.
Mockingbirds are singing, lady, don't hush, little lover, lady, don't upon a summer's eve.
What's going on, everybody? It's your host, the Crypto Wonder, from the Crypto Wonder Podcast. Hope you're doing well. Let's get right into it. So, ever since Ethereum merge occurred back in September 2004. September 14th, 2022. We have two chains, two fork chains, Ethereum Fair and Ethereum W. Right? So those are proof of work blockchains. Where what they did was, when they forked the Ethereum network, every ERC20 tokens that people had on Ethereum proper were copied. You understand? So Ethereum proof of stake as it is now, ETH 2.0, is what it is. And now you have Ethereum Fair and Ethereum Work, proof of work. Now, I still hear people talking crazy about Ethereum proof of work, the proof of work chains. And to me, it's kind of weird, because how much are you going to hold on to fear? Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell you what you need to do. You got to think for yourself and do what's right for you, as in all things. But you also got to, kind of like look at the opportunity that's sitting right in our face. Like, we didn't ask for these copies. They just were created for us. They just were created for us. And if you like Hex, well, if you had liquid Hex, or you were staking your Hex, you got 3 of them things right now. 3 of them things. Shout out to Chef Trez. You have 3. And then you have people in the community, in the Hex community, not everybody, but certain people are just still resistant. They don't believe in those chains. They think it's just like, those are dead chains. But your copies are dead copies. That's how you're respecting your Hex staking ladders or coins. You don't believe that those proof of work chains are going to amount to anything. That's the same narrative that was said about Hex in the beginning, even though Hex is not layer 1. Right? The same criticisms people are giving towards those chains are the same things people were saying about the Hex token. That same energy. What do you think is going to happen with Pulse Chain? When Pulse Chain comes out and people discover that they have copies of their tokens on Pulse Chain, they're not going to give those copies the same respect. It's the same thing that's going to happen. The same way that some of y'all are looking at Hex on Ethereum Work and Ethereum Fair and thinking it's just a joke. Thinking it's just not worth anything. Thinking it's just nothing to even consider on any level. That's the same way people are going to feel about the copies when they get them on Pulse Chain. And I'm not saying people as far as Hex, in the Hex community. The Hexicans, we sacrificed because we know what's what. Once we get those copies, Hex is going to be Hex over there. So why isn't Hex the same thing on Ethereum Work and Ethereum Fair? I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Why? Because people are still scared. It's still talking replay attack. I'm still hearing about some replay attacks, some shadow mining, 51% attack talk. When is enough? I mean, those are things that's present in many situations. It's again like embracing negativity over like opportunity of overall winning. You know, this is a waiting game, right? These new networks are new. They're new. Only time will tell what's gonna be what. But I'm looking at I'm looking at the prices of Hex on Ethereum Fair and Ethereum Proof of Work, and man, oh man, I'm telling you, compared to ETH POS, those things over there on those other chains are a fraction of a cost cheaper. Anything you wanted to do on proof of stake, you know, like some people, they just can't afford to make multiple transactions because it costs too much on proof of stake still, right? If you had any dream of trying to create some kind of ladder for yourself, right, you can't do it because you're stuck. Everything is going to cost more than what it's even worth. But you can't, but you can do the same thing on those other two networks. And what you're not going to, like, to me, I look at the proof of work chains now sort of like as a precursor of what Pulse Chain is going to bring to the world, right? It's like a moment to like say, okay, let me think of a strategy, how things are going to work, because they're there. They're here. Let me see how I'm going to do. What am I going to do now? You know, if I get a bag of Hex, let me see how much I can, you know, create more ladders, you know, staking ladder and this and that. And, you know, I could do that at a fraction of a cost. Pennies. The same thing that was promised with Pulse Chain, as far as, you know, cheaper fees and quick transactions. Now they're saying it's going to be different now because Pulse Chain is forking Ethereum POS, Ethereum 2.0, not Binance Smart Chain as it was before. There's a whole controversy with that too within the community taking place with that. Folks are so divided and upset about this. It's just, it's unbelievable at this point right now. People are too emotional. I get passionate in what I talk about too. So, you know, the same thing about, you know, I have to check my feelings, because feelings don't matter when it comes to these blockchains. Nobody cares. And that's the same thing that people have to remember. Like, these things are new. Who knows what will happen when there's a stable coin in proof of work, or ETH Pow or ETH Fair? What's going to happen when there's a bridge, right? Quote unquote, legitimate bridge, safe, quote unquote, bridge, loosely say safe bridge that you can use and you know, transfer value from one chain to the next. And who knows what will happen when parity is reached across all three chains. Like this, it is what it is. But I'd rather think about things like that. I understand the risks. I understand the risk, but I'm not going to embrace the risk more than the positive, right? Because then what are we in crypto for? What's the point? Like, it's easier for me to tell somebody, which has been hard for me to tell somebody about onboarding, and they look at the Ethereum proof of stake and all these steps you got to go through, all these fees you have to pay just to make one stake. From having your fiat dollar and to creating a stake, from that one fiat to creating a stake, you got to jump through hoops and pay a bunch of different fees on Ethereum proof of stake, and it's seamless and on proof of work, ETH Pow and ETH Fair. I'm not gonna say it's not cumbersome. Like, there's numerous steps you got to take, but at least it won't break your bank. It's crazy, and it's proof of work. What were people saying about proof of work? You know, the whole thing about, oh, you know, it's gonna blow up the environment. It doesn't have to blow up. I don't know what that even means anymore. You know, I was listening to the blow up the environment talk, like blow up the environment, blow up the environment. How? How does the environment get blown up with proof of mining? I mean, you know, yeah, with the mining networks. And could somebody explain that to me in the comments? Just tell me, like, give me an example of how the environment would blow up with proof of work algorithm. I can't, I can't even envision it. Like, you got mining factories. What happens? They shut down. Okay. And so does the equipment self-destruct? Is this like Mission Impossible from back in the days where you start seeing smoke and everything goes on fire and it's a hazard to the like environment, like what, electricity, equipment, machinery, these rigs, they become outdated and you just toss them in the street. You got to walk over rigs. People got to drive around heaps and mountains of rigs. I don't know what that even means anymore. I don't even know. All I know is there's copies on these damn chains right now. There's copies. Copies. T-shares don't even cost as much on proof of work as it does on Ethereum POS. If you believe in T-shares and you believe that Hex is what it is, you believe in the code, you believe in the math, what's going on? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? People are upset in the Hex community because folks got in super early. Like, a group of people just saw the chains fork and they just scooped up a bunch of Hex tokens and Hedron and whatever because they took advantage. Shout out to them for taking advantage. Why be upset? Is it because some people in the Hex community don't want to see others, win? They don't want to see the others get successful. They don't want to see the others make money like they did in the early days of Hex. You got copies. You know what I'm saying? Like, or do the same thing. You still got more. Like, folks don't want you to have more than they do. That's how it feels. Folks don't want you to succeed as well as they have succeeded. That's how it feels. That's what it because I've even heard, OGs in Hex, some OGs in the Hex community say they're upset that the prices of Hex on Ethereum Work, Ethereum W, and Ethereum Fair are low. Why are you upset about that? Why are you upset about that? Hex is Hex is Hex is Hex. Like, whatever, I've said this before too, whatever blockchain it's on, right? What did the founder say? He doesn't want to see cheap Hex anywhere. So did he have enough foresight to see what was about to happen? So I don't see what the drama's all about. The OA is copied over to ETH Fair and ETH Proof of Work. Hedron, ETH Proof of Work, ETH Fair. It's over there too. ICOSA, ETH Proof of Work, ETH Fair, Maximus, they're there. And we didn't have to do anything for it. Sure, no, don't get me wrong. Everything is a risk. I'm not saying, ignore it though. Because it's crazy. Like, at best, like, you're looking at these things and you could treat it like a test net, even though it's not a test net. It's mainnet. It's live. It's live. There's value. There's value there. That's why you got to be careful who you listen to. You really have to pay attention who you listen to and the information you receive from folks who you listen to. Because if you had a dream and wish that you could do X, Y, and Z and you can't afford it anymore in proof of stake, Ethereum 2.0, this could potentially be something else on, time will tell. Because even the founder couldn't 100% downgrade or dismiss Ethereum, the two fork chains. He can't 100% do it. He'll tell you a couple things, 51% attack, replay attack, and even go so much as say he doesn't know enough yet. He has to do the research. Yeah, because it's competition, so he's not going to give you 100% go over there and do whatever. But just his tokens are over there. The OA is over there. All these things are over there too. It's a triple up. You tripled up your bags. Whatever dilution, whatever, you tripled up your bags. He can't say 100%. He can't shit on it altogether. He can't. Not yet, not until we see something crazy, until we see something happen where, okay, there's a 51% attack. Oh man, the chain had to be rolled, the chains had to be rolled back. Some type of bad, actors did something to hurt the chains. Time will tell. What do we, and that could happen in anything. And then the whole thing too, again, like I said, like people are not gonna, when folks get their copies on Pulse Chain, they're gonna treat those copies as if it's crap, as if they have no value, just like they're treating the same copies they have on ETHWork and ETH Fair. They're gonna do the same thing. And then when you look at it in hindsight, you're looking at it, you're like, yo, this doesn't make sense. Why are you so scared? Scared money don't make money. I'm not advising anybody to do anything, but scared money doesn't make money. This whole thing of sitting on your hands and watching. Oh, okay, then you're gonna watch ships sail. A bunch of ships are gonna sail now, not just one. There's a few that's just gonna sail, and you're not gonna be on them. Onward to greatness. You're just gonna look, and you're just gonna have another story to tell of how you missed an opportunity or a series of opportunities. Straight up. That's what it looks like right now. I don't like to think about doom and gloom, but that's me. Other people do, but that's not me. That's not what I like to talk about. But it's something to really, really consider. It's something to really look at and say, wow, it cost me how much for a T-share on ETH Pow? It cost me how much for a T-share on ETH Fair versus ETH 2.0? And Ethereum is Ethereum? Same code? Same everything? Nah. Because it's gonna be a testament of what you really believe in and what you're really about. What Because the community is divided on a multiple levels. Community is divided. And again, if you stand on information like solid hardcore information, you don't have to wait to be told what to do. You're not in jail where you have to get up and be told when to use the bathroom, when to eat, when to do, etc., etc. So what are you waiting to be told what to do to utilize certain things in life, and especially in crypto? It's singular, every man for himself, every man, woman, child for themselves in crypto. And yeah, a bunch of, is part of we need a community to allow these things to work. But time is going to tell, I'm telling you. Once you find a stable coin, whether it's USD, whatever stable coin, Tether, I don't even like them things, man. To be honest with you, I don't care for Tether, USDC, none of that. I don't care about none of these stable coins, but that's what we need in these blockchains to be able to on-ramp, off-ramp value, change, exchange your crypto for some type of stable coin so that you can off-ramp and do what you got to do, pay your bills, live your life, yada, yada, yada. That's when you're going to see something happen with these chains, man. And when the bridge comes through, because, this thing can't just go on like this I can't see, like, Ethereum proof of work for the next year just lollygagging without a stable coin or, some type of sound bridge. There are bridges, do your own research, but you know what I mean. And if it takes a year, oh man, well, and maybe it's going to be a year, but it's going to be 100% uptime and no freaky types of weird activity taking place. Nobody gets hacked, nobody got scammed, blah, blah, blah. Blockchain didn't turn off like Solana. You know what I'm saying? Like repeatedly turns off, turn the blockchain off, boop. Or like Binance Smart Chain recently, turned the blockchain off, boop. None of that going on. So we'll see. But like, come on now. Folks are just like, I don't know, it's weird to me. It's weird. Things that you couldn't do on Ethereum POS, it seems like there's opportunity for you to do on Ethereum Proof of Work and Ethereum Fair for a cheaper price. Much, much, much cheaper. That's what it looks like to me. And I'm like, wow, value. Let's see what's going on. Value. Talk about being super early. Talk about being part of a community within crypto. Man, the early bird gets the worm. It hasn't changed. None of those things change. Certain tenets, certain principles are still applicable. It's still applicable. What's with the fear? What's with this being scared? You know, everybody's in an uproar. Not everybody, but so many people are in an uproar because of what the founder said now. Like now, after 2.0 occurred, now, gotta wait now because they're not forking Binance Smart Chain anymore. They're forking Ethereum 2.0. So now people are even looking at this chain launching in 2024, 2025. Like, so it's like all kinds of stuff going on. And in the meantime, you got these 2 fork chains right here, man. Like, and on top of all that, put all that stuff aside, how are you living? How are you living your life? Like, truth be told, how are you living your life right now? Because that also matters. That thing, like, for real, like, seriously, that matters more than spending so much time, expending a lot of energy on these computers and these devices trying to figure out stuff and get caught up in all kinds of, like, nonsense with crypto. How are you living your life? Is it of quality? Right? Are you taking care of yourself, taking care of your people, you know, your family, you know what's going on with them? You've reached out to, you know, are you taking care of you, enjoying life? Because we can't neglect what's really important in our lives. Because a lot of times we get caught up in these things on social media and the internet, right? It doesn't matter. Because the internet is what it is, but it's not the sum total of our existence and who we are. What is it that we're doing to enjoy life? What did we do today to make ourselves smile? What did we do today to show that we care for ourselves, that we took care of, did we rest, did we eat properly? Did we reach out to somebody? Did we take care of ourselves? Did we take care of somebody else? What did we do to smile, to laugh? Did we even go outside to get a breath of fresh air? Some of these things, and because all this madness with crypto is going to continue. That's going to be there. But that's not important. If you get caught up in that, you might get sick. In more ways than one. Leave it alone. Leave all the poison, the toxicity, and all the negative nonsense. Leave it alone. Because in the end, should something happen to you, God forbid, all this nonsense is not going to be there to help you propel yourself from a crazy situation. You understand? So that's what we're doing. Winning all around. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Take care.